Hey, this is Sean with Uber Nation, and today I'm going to be providing passenger tips on how to stay a high-rated passenger because, yes, surprise, surprise, just as you rate drivers, drivers also rate you. And if you're doing something extremely dumb, trust me, you can and will be reported to Uber. Now, if you're not reported to Uber for doing something extremely stupid, having low rates as a passenger still can affect you. So one tip I'm going to give you right off the gate is make sure you ask your driver where you stand if you do not know already where you stand as an Uber passenger in your ratings. They can show that to you at the beginning or the end of the trip. So how does being a low-rated passenger affect you, you may ask? Well, let me guarantee you this. If you're sitting at a 4.5 as a passenger, drivers are going to wonder, what have you done as a passenger where the only thing you need to do is sit there in the back seat of a car that has earned you a 4.5? Do you have strong body odor? Have you been trying to do illegal things in people's vehicles? Have you been a complicated driver, a passenger? Have you been a passenger that doesn't know how to be on time? Things of that nature. So drivers going to start questioning whether it's worth picking you up or chancing that kind of deal happening in their vehicle. If it's a 4.5 rated passenger in the middle of the day, yeah, you may be picked up. But I guarantee you in the night, especially if it's weekend nights, as a 4.5, you're probably going to be getting bypassed a lot of times. Just in case you're wondering, why is it that it seems like you're always being accepted on your pickups, but then immediately canceled by drivers? You might want to find out what your rating is. Let's say you're a 4.0 or less rated passenger. I can guarantee you that more than likely you're getting bypassed by most drivers, if not all drivers. There may be that one rare one that will decide to take their chances with you. But remember, that's maybe if it's in the middle of the day compared to if it's in the middle of the night or especially very late night. So these are some tips for you that I'm going to pass along to you. Go ahead and watch the clips and enjoy the day.
Expect that this is the driver's car. It's not a fleet of cars here that you're riding in. This is not like the taxi where it's a fleet that, okay, nobody really gives a damn about. Oh well, it's old and crusty anyway. I'm going to do whatever to this. I don't respect this vehicle. Try to realize that when you get an Uber, it is someone's personal vehicle. This is not a fleet or a company car. So realize that the desire to kick your feet up on the back of somebody's headrest, your dirty shoes, probably going to get you kicked out the car or give you a lower rating. Or getting the driver kicking up your feet on top of the dashboard. Deciding to take off your shoes because for some bizarre reason you think a stranger wants to smell your feet. Realize that it's not cool and it's going to give you a lower rating. Though it is a cashless system and tipping is not required. Understand this. That tipping is always appreciated. But realize where you're at. Don't always rely on the GPS. I understand that can be difficult sometimes if you don't know exactly where you are because you're out in the town. But at least try to find out the name of the place that you're at. Type that in for the location. Or if you do have the address, put in the address. Yes, it's a little bit more harder because there is the manual work involved. But it beats the GPS because many times the GPS is going to get it wrong. The GPS is going to get it wrong. And it's going to be frustrating for everybody involved. So try to be mindful of that and simply put in the actual location. Be ready, for God's sakes, be ready. Good Lord. You are the one that's in control of when you request the Uber. Nobody's putting the gun to your head and telling you press the Uber request button now. So what you want to do is instead of ordering an Uber, which usually gives you 5 to 10 minutes time, and then deciding that I still need to brush my teeth, I still need to eat something, I'm still trying to get clothes on, I'm still taking a shower. For some reason, you're still not put together, but you decide to order the driver. Drivers are going to ding you if they are waiting over 5 minutes for you, or if you're coming out at the last minute. Now, by policy, we are given a 5-minute mandatory minimum, which means at 5 minutes, we can then cancel the ride, and we're going to get $5 for that ride for our troubles. Some drivers may have a little bit of mercy on you and decide we're going to give you a couple more minutes after the 5-minute marker. But guarantee you, if they're waiting too long, they're going to drop you in the ratings for you taking your sweet time. You're being given anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes from the moment you hit that button to be ready. If you're not ready for the Uber, if you have some other things to take care of before you're actually ready, just don't order. It's that simple. Realize that an Uber driver does not want you, for the most part, eating and drinking in their car, especially with something that's in an open container. A bottled drink, maybe that'll work. Gatorade or something like that, bottled water, whatever. Some even offer the bottled water. So yeah, you probably can get away with drinking that. But coming in with an open cup, especially if that cup contains some alcohol, understand that either the driver's going to tell you that you're not getting in his or her car that way, or they're going to ding you. Especially if you decide that you're going to try to get into the car anyway. Don't do it. Go ahead, realize that drivers do not want you eating and drinking in their car, and the reason why is because most people find themselves spilling their food or drink in the car. And at the end of the day, it's going to cause that driver a headache, unnecessary one, and then it's going to cause you a headache at the end, because you know what's going to happen? You're going to get a $50 to $250 cleaning fee for that car that you decided to spill food and drink in. One other thing, the last thing I have for you guys, definitely, for the love of God, stop trying to overload the UberX vehicle. Stop being a cheap ass and realize that if you have more than 4 people, it is time to stop being cheap. Bring it among yourselves to split the bill and order a Uber XL or a Uber X SUV. Do not try to overstuff a Uber X. There's too many times that people try to do that. And I can guarantee you're going to get reported to Uber, and it's probably going to lower your rating if the driver even bothers still giving the ride after you attempted to do that to him. I mean, trust me, you're going to get reported.